So I'm a third generation property development child. I didn't pursue that. I was actually a materials metallurgical engineer. I'm really into how things work. I'm deeply motivated with curiosity about why things didn't break. And that included a bit of ballistics testing or hanging off 38-story high rises. Also going in power stations and being a stop valve investigator for it. My journey of the last 2 decades included actually green buildings and property development, and I'm actually the consequence or a Venn diagram of 3 very siloed sectors, aside from social justice. One of them's the property and green building sector. The other one's your electrical engineering infrastructure, and then the other one's the materials engineering asset management. These don't often correlate unless you happen to be in a unique sector that, like in mining and the like, where they specifically focus on these areas. What I bring to the table is the vision of why am I wasting my life hanging off a building? Surely these building blocks can tell me the state of health that they're in, intelligently, structurally, and the like. So I had the vision to create this new world of energy storage and property, combining the multifunction to give you simplicity of infrastructure and beauty. But having this to be possible is really needed to be underpinned by a bit of rocket science, quite frankly. So beauty requires rocket science, and that's the reason why they're separate. Here's a picture of our first working prototype. This has got a number of technologies we're working on. We're solving a deeper problem associated with community battery programs and what they've identified. There's lead time challenges for approval for the planning and network connections. You've got noise issues and vandalism issues. These are sort of unnecessary friction points that are preventing energy storage at scale for a clean energy future to get closer to our customers. So in terms of storage modularity, it's not only just this product. We're not product, we're a platform technology. And being a platform technology, we're designing for invisibility and versatility, where you can hide it in theory under your desks and walls and shelves, and you can easily think about available areas of these spaces in our lives, in our offices, where we actually put PowerPoints in our walls. So why do we do that? Because it makes sense to store electricity where we actually use it, just like buckets of water, right? Water tanks. So where we hope to take this in the modularity is to make it easy to swap out cells and for the installers. The truth is, engineering and sealed systems create a great psychological and technical load on the transition for clean energy futures. So in creating each module intelligence with fire and impact resistant casings, as well as protected out of sight and sound, with all the IoT intelligence that we can to scale for the future of virtual power plants or the like, we actually are creating scalable technology in our open areas as much as our buildings that we are underutilising. Given that construction has a lot of the embedded carbon, if we could make our buildings and open spaces, energy positive, and as the solar sponge for the future of our network and trimming off the duck curve. So in the vision of multifunctional structures, we're solving this challenge of electron miles or also remote grid infrastructure. It's a different opportunity for CapEx and OpEx. Councils and parklands all have opportunities to enhance community amenity with picnic shelters, lights, nighttime security, CCTV, you name it. And it's making our spaces safer but more convenient. So what you can imagine is the future of our spaces will be clean energy. And I don't think it's actually a land grab of getting clean energy storage as our reservoirs. These are futures to which we can retrofit future other chemistries to the asset portfolio. If we build and continue to design for obsolescence, how are we going to achieve collaboration and more greener futures together? The psychology of delivering technology and how we as workers are labouring unnecessarily is going to be unsustainable in itself. Likewise, the engineers and tradies and the builders. We need to respect the art of construction A computer robot's not going to come and save ourselves. It's going to take human ingenuity. Maybe the robot can install some power blocks on Mars, or maybe build it out in a remote area. But the truth is we need to respect us as humans and where and how we can work with the community and assets, and embrace those that are missing out on future employment as well. So that's basically it in terms of the fact that we have solutions in terms of resolving the connection costs of the future with infill developments where network capability is not necessarily available all the time. We can balance the grid and expand to future chemistries, and yeah, we just really want to make the future of operations and continuous business easier in the event of extreme catastrophes like your floods and black swan events. So I'm really excited, and I think this is a really fantastic future for you guys to come speak to me about how we could collaborate, because I think it's not just about batteries. It could be the future of modular hydrogen energy storage, or even construction material batteries that are concrete, to which we actually deploy the open and compatible platform of the future. Thanks.